Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna do some diagnosing on the 6.0. So we've had some. The truck's been smoking on and off. We kind of chalked it up to bad fuel. And yesterday, started it up. We went and ate with my mom for Mother's Day. Started it up to leave the restaurant, and it smoked like a freight train. Got back home. Actually, on the way home, the temperature spiked for the coolant, and I got home. Look, and it is like completely out as far as the degas bottle goes. So we got some coolant here. We're gonna start it up. It's been sitting, so we're gonna start it up and see what it's got. And we will probably throw some more coolant in it, and well, probably go from there. But I think first I want to start it up, see what it does. We haven't messed with it since last night because it was dark when we got home. And also, my exhaust is completely loose. If you noticed. So, that up underneath is loose, but that's not a big deal. We can reset it, tighten the clamps, and it'll be good. But anyway, I'm gonna run in and grab the key for this, start it up, and let's see what it does. And one thing I will say that's kind of ironic. 3 years ago today, we bought this truck and brought it home, and here we are. But anyway, I'm gonna go in, open the door so it would kind of air out in here, because it's hot. But let it air out in here, let some of the heat kind of roll out, and I'll run in and grab the keys. We'll get this thing started and see what she does. Alright, so we'll put about 3/4 of a gallon of antifreeze, about the same with the distilled water. Started this thing up and it didn't smoke. So it's been sitting, like I said, it's been sitting for almost 24 hours. So what we're going to do, I'm going to pull it down the shop before the exhaust gets hot, and tighten that clamp down, get that all buttoned up. And I'm going to take it for a drive, get it warm, bring it back, shut it off, let it sit for 30 minutes or so, and then we'll fire it back up and see what she does. Kind of thinking it might be EGR cooler time, but I don't know. So we'll see. We will see what it does, and well, like always, we'll go from there. Alright, so we got the exhaust tightened back up. We had actually run out of threads on the clamp, put some washers under it, and it's tight. Need to readjust it, but like I said, we put some more coolant in here, and I took it for a drive. Truck ran great, got it up to operating temp, drove it around a little bit more. It didn't take much because it's probably close to 100 with the heat index today, probably 93, 95, something like that, without. But drove it, come home, parked it. We're gonna let it sit for 15-20 minutes at least, and we'll fire it up and see what we got. All right, guys, so the truck's been sitting for about an hour and a half, something like that, but it's actually nice. You can actually really see the purple today, which that's pretty cool. But I'm actually gonna have my grandpa start the truck. I'm gonna stand back here and film it. If anything happens, I can show y'all. But anyway, I guess let's do it, and here goes nothing. Well, I guess there's our answer. So if well, I'll kind of explain it here. So essentially on these trucks, you have the coolant. Coolant runs into the oil cooler. Coolant from the oil cooler runs into the EGR. So what happens with these is the coolant breaks down over time, and your oil cooler gets stopped up. Actually, let me see if I can pop the hood and show y'all a little bit of this. That way I can hopefully maybe explain it a little bit better. Alright, so on this truck, over here in the middle of the engine, you can see the oil filter housing right here. Turbo, oil filter housing, fuel filter housing. So essentially right underneath of this oil filter housing, there is the oil cooler down in the valley of the engine. You can see the EGR valve. The EGR cooler is kind of right underneath the boot there for the hot side charge pipe. Now, they are connected together with a hose, and again, coolant goes from the oil cooler to the EGR cooler, and that's kind of how that works. So when the crap runs through them and the stuff breaks down, the coolant breaks down and kind of stops up the oil cooler, and then you don't get enough flow to the EGR cooler. The EGR coolers rupture, the tanks separate when the truck is warm, and then when the truck cools off, then you have a situation like we have here where you get coolant in the exhaust, and then when you start the truck up, it burns it out of the exhaust. So that's kind of the best way I know how to explain this. So what we need to do, I reckon, is we need to replace the EGR cooler and the oil cooler. I've heard, and I would kind of agree, that you need to change them at the same time. And I believe, if you can see all the oil like everywhere in here, I believe the O-ring at the bottom of the oil cooler is leaking, which is causing all of this. I don't know that for sure, I really don't, but that's kind of my assumption, because it is on the front of the engine, it's in the back of the engine. So in my opinion, or my assumption, was it has to be something in the valley, because it's running out the back and it's running out the front. Again, I don't know that for sure, but that is my assumption. But anyway, like I said, I think we need to replace both of them. One nice thing is I actually have an upgraded oil cooler, or a EGR cooler for this truck. We're not going to do a delete. I actually, well, before the breakdown in late 2020, that weekend, matter of fact, I picked up an upgraded cooler for this truck off of a guy on Facebook Marketplace, and I've just kind of been waiting to install it and whatnot. That guy actually went and did a delete, or a like a race up pipe, and some other race parts on his truck, and I would reckon turning it into a race truck, and he didn't need it, long story short. So I bought it from him. I've had it, well, almost a year and a half now, yeah, right at a year and a half now. So I have that for this truck, but I would reckon we probably need to pick up an oil cooler and go ahead and get that taken care of while we're all there, while it's all apart, and hopefully even fixing that oil leak that has been on this truck ever since I've had it. So I guess moving forward, I need to get an oil cooler. I need to get some gaskets, because you do have to pull the intake, you do have to pull the turbo pedestal, got to pull the turbo, and if, several other things to get to all that stuff. I know Mishimoto makes an oil cooler like kit that comes with some gaskets or O-rings and whatnot, but I don't know if it comes with everything that you need. I'll have to check on that, but I've been working on that kind of today. So I reckon that's where we're at. Again, I need to get an oil cooler. I need to get gaskets if we need gaskets or any extra O-rings or anything like that. While we're there, we'll probably go ahead and flush the cooling system. So I need to order the flush tool for that, and I need to get coolant. Because I think if I remember right, this truck holds 4 gallons of coolant and 4 gallons of distilled water. Unless you get the 50-50 mix stuff, then I think you need 8 gallons. I'll have to double check on that. But I believe I remember seeing that somewhere. So we'll go ahead and do that. And I have a coolant filtration kit that I bought for this truck last year that we'll go ahead and throw on there. So I've been waiting to throw that on for when we do a coolant flush. That way we have nice clean coolant to start out with. But anyway, guys, so I guess I'm not going to be driving the 6.0 for a little bit. Hopefully, fingers crossed, knock on wood here, that the parts aren't back ordered. That has been my kind of like biggest concern, is stuff being back ordered and I can't get them. So I'm going to hop online tonight, see what all I can find, see what I can figure out, and well, I guess we'll go from there. So I reckon that's probably going to be a wrap for today. I don't really have anything that I can do today to remedy it, except for try to figure out what I need and try to find what I need and go from there. Hopefully get some stuff ordered, get some stuff on the way, and like I said, we'll go from there. We've been trying to get the 300 done, but I guess this is just kind of dumped right on top of everything, which, it is what it is. Stuff happens, stuff breaks, moving parts do fail, and it is what it is. So anyway, guys, I guess that's it. So anyway, guys, if y'all enjoyed today's video, I don't know why you would have, but if you did or possibly found it helpful, please drop a like and comment down below. Hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope everybody has a great day.